Hey guys, Ash here from curspower.com, and today let's take a look at the HTC One. There's been a lot of hype surrounding this phone's release, especially with regards to the build and the ultra-pixel camera. So is the HTC One every bit as good as HTC wants you to think? Let's take a closer look. Let me start by saying that the HTC One is the best looking device that I've ever used. It's just fabulous. You've got metal on the back with two plastic strips. This is where your radio, Bluetooth, NFC and the ELK function out of, since they don't really play all that too well with metal. Lower below, you have the 4 megapixel or rather ultra pixel camera with LED flash. We'll get to that in a minute. Further below, you've got the HTC branding and the Beats Audio logo. In the front, on top, we've got the sensors, a earpiece with the notification light built in, and a 2.1 megapixel wide-angle front-facing camera capable of shooting 1080p videos at 30 frames per second. A wide-angle camera means it can now capture a lot more detail than a regular one. Lower below, we've got the gorgeous 4.7-inch Full HD Super LCD 3 display with Gorilla Glass 2 on top. The display is bright and has a very natural color reproduction. The viewing angles are also amazing. And as with all displays used in HTC flagship devices, the icons feel plastered onto the display. Lower below, we only have two capacitive buttons, the back and the home button. The home button pulls off triple duty here. Tap it once and it takes you back to the home screen. Tap it twice and it opens up your recent apps. Tap and hold it and it launches Google Now. Below this, you've got another speaker. The two front-facing speakers together give great audio. HTC likes to call it boom sound. What boom sound is basically loud, clear audio. And the fact that it comes out of front-facing speakers just makes it even better. And remember, these are stereo speakers. As far as button placements go, you've got the volume rocker to the right. You've got a micro USB port, which is MHL enabled. We'll talk about that in a bit. At the bottom, with the primary microphone. To the left, you just have your micro SIM port. On top, you've got the 3.5mm headphone jack and the power button. And this is where I'm really annoyed with HTC. HTC just fails to listen to consumer feedback. On a device without a physical home button to wake it, we need the power button to the side, not to the top right like with the HTC One X, not to the top center like with the HTC Butterfly, and definitely not to the top left like with the One here. I do understand that it doubles as an IR port, keeping it to the top makes more sense, but if Samsung were able to pull off an IR port while keeping the power button to the side, why not HTC? And keep in mind the Galaxy S4 is not as long as the HTC One, and it's even slimmer, and it houses a 5-inch display while compared to the 4.7-inch on the HTC One. Let's talk a little bit about software now. So let's say you just managed to hit the power button somehow. The amazing 4.7-inch display turns on. Again, keep in mind this is the full HD display but just 4.7 inches in size. This means the HTC One has a pixel density of 469 pixels per inch. That is the maximum in a phone right now. HTC gives you quite a few different lock screens to choose from, but the shortcuts that you see at the bottom of the lock screen are the same that you get on your home screens. Once you get past the lock screen, you're taken straight to BlinkFeed. BlinkFeed is kind of HTC's version of Flipboard, but instead of a widget, it's a home screen. You've got your clock and weather on top, and you've got a scrollable list of tiles. It displays information based on the interests you choose from. It can even pull information from your Facebook and Twitter accounts. You can even post directly to your Facebook and Twitter accounts if you're signed in. Keep in mind, if you aren't a fan of BlinkFeed, there is no way for you to remove it right now. The One is really fast thanks to the quad-core Snapdragon 600 processor. Everything is smooth and fluid, there are no frame rate drops, apps open up quick. And when it comes to gaming, the One is a beast. The boom sound and the stereo speakers sure do come in handy while gaming. No matter what game I threw at it, the One handled it with ease. You can tap anywhere on the home screen and you get a pop-up over here which displays all your widgets. You can also select your apps and shortcuts from here. However, you will not be able to rearrange panels. You can set a different panel as the home screen if you do not like BlinkFeed. To change the wallpaper or the lock screen, you need to go into settings and personalize, and you can choose the wallpaper or the lock screen. HTC's usual collection of skins are unavailable here. By default, the app drawer displays a 3x4 grid of apps sorted via pages. Pull down and you get some options. You can go in and sort it either a custom sort, alphabetical, or by most recent. You can access the Play Store from here, and you can hide apps or manage them, that is, remove apps and so on from the menu there. Again, just like the gestures over here, you get some gestures with the BlinkFeed as well. Just pull it down and you can select the highlights or whatever you want to choose here. You can also tap this and post to BlinkFeed just like we saw, post to Twitter or Facebook just like we saw earlier. You can also choose the grid size, and you also have a 4:5 option that I feel is better suited for the 1080p display. One thing I dislike about Sense 5 is the inability to add or edit the dock bar directly from the home screen. So say I want to add Viber to the dock bar, I cannot just take it and drag it and drop it into the dock bar like we would with other devices from other manufacturers. You need to actually go into the app drawer, find Viber, tap it, and then drag it to the dock bar. So similarly, removing something from the dock bar, you can create a shortcut of the icon, but you cannot actually remove the icon. HTC also has a few decent apps. Say for example, the kid mode. With the kid mode, you can set a separate account for your kid so that you can control what apps are being accessed by them. You also get a decent car mode. You get enlarged icons, the ability to add more, the currently playing track over here. And since it's a HTC device, you've got the clock and the weather on top. The home button is also deactivated when you're in car mode. And like we saw earlier, for multitasking, you just tap twice on the home button and you get 9 recently opened apps. You can close them by swiping up. Another area where HTC continues to frustrate its customers is the notification bar. The quick toggles that we find with, say, Samsung or even stock Nexus devices these days are missing. Call quality is acceptable. While the sound from the earpiece is clear, it is not as loud as, say, the Galaxy S3 or the Note 2. With the dialer, you also get the Smart Dial feature. You just type in the numbers corresponding to the phone number or name of the contact, and the HTC One pulls it up for you. Contact integration is also top-notch. You can also swipe between history, phone, and favorites. Browsing on the HTC One is also a very pleasant experience. The browser is fast, and it supports text-free flow. Pull it down, hit the menu button, and you can even get a desktop view if needed. Something worth noting is that in the tabs, you cannot swipe a tab to close it. You need to hit the X on top. The One also has a pretty stable email client. It's pretty similar to the Gmail app and supports multiple accounts. For productivity, we've got Polaris Office and a PDF viewer. You also get 25 gigs of free Dropbox storage for 2 years. As far as the TV remote goes, I've not been able to test it since I bought this model in the UK, and as for this firmware, India is not supported. But from the reports that I've read, the remote control functionality works fine. The One also has a really solid music player. You can sort stuff by playlists, artists, albums, songs, genres, podcasts, and folders. You can also select media servers and stream content from DLNA capable devices. Adding a new playlist is also very easy. The interface also looks good, and you can just swipe through different tracks. Beats Audio is at work here and also enhances the sound coming out of the speakers. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The music player can also automatically update album art, artist photos, and lyrics. If you want more info, SoundHound is also integrated here. Not only do the included earphones look good, but they actually do sound good as well. And no, they're not going to replace your $200 earphones if you have one, but these earphones are better than any other that I've seen included in the box. As for video playback, there is no dedicated video app and you need to choose your videos from the gallery. Most of the videos play fine, and watching a 1080p video on this display with stereo speakers and boom sound is an absolute pleasure.
What they did to me, what I am, can't be undone. Don't be so sure.
The video player is pretty basic with a basic seat bar, Beats Audio, and the option to take a snapshot. We did run into some issues with some codecs though. Also keep in mind the 32 gig variant of the HTC One has about 25 gigs of usable storage. So now let's talk a little bit about the gallery. So the gallery classifies stuff as events, as in grouping them together with regards to the date you took the photo and so on. So when you open it up, First off, you get an option here which lets you play a slideshow. It stitches together images and also the Zoe is taken. What's a Zoe? We'll get to that in a bit. So over here, you can change the track. You can select content, that is which pictures from that particular set that you want displayed. And you can save it or share it. So what's a Zoe? Well, tap this little icon here and it turns on the Zoe mode. So what Zoe does is it lets you take a 3-second video, a second before you tap the shutter button and 2 seconds after, along with 20 frames. So tap it and you get a second before you tap the... Alright, let me show you something I took. So this is my dog. So this is a Zoe that I took. Alright, so right now we can do stuff like go into edit, retouch, and you can do something called a sequence shot. This works better with humans, but still, let me just show you. So it's a sequence of the person walking off, and in a similar way, if there's someone in the background, you can delete them as well. As in, you're taking a picture and someone walks by, you can get them out of the shot as well. And for that, you use object removal. So if there is an object that passes through in the background, X is detected and you can just tap it and clear it off the background. You also get a lot of other features like skin smoothing, lighting, face contour, eye enhancer, red eye remover, and so on. You can also add a variety of frames and effects. Transformation options, rotate, crop, flip, straighten. And before you shoot the Zoe, as in before you take a picture, you've got quite a few options as well. Quite a few filters. When it comes to the video camera, the HTC One does 1080p videos at 30 frames per second. What I like about HTC devices in general is that HTC is the only manufacturer that lets you turn the flash on and off while taking a video. You cannot do this with a Samsung Galaxy device, you cannot do it with the Sony Xperia Z, because generally when we shoot casual videos, we might suddenly require flash or suddenly require to turn off flash, and I really like the fact that HTC lets you turn it on and off at will. The camera gives you regular options like you've got a host of scene modes to choose from. You've got the night mode, HDR, sweep panorama, video capture, you've got slow motion video, fast HD, that's 720p, video HDR. This is the third phone to feature video HDR after the Sony Xperia Z and the Oppo Find 5. You've got a self timer, crop option, video quality. The front-facing camera also does full HD videos at 30 frames per second. So you've got the regular host of options here. Another thing I like about the HTC One camera, HTC cameras in general, is when you take continuous photos, it saves the photos and then gives you an option to select the best shot. This is turned on by default. So you choose one, select it as the best shot, it asks you whether you want to delete the rest. So this saves a lot of space in my albums. So how good is the 4 megapixel rear camera? Yes, you heard me right, it is a 4 megapixel camera. HTC likes to call it ultra pixels. Why? Because the pixels on the HTC One are a lot bigger than the ones found in competitors. So it's about 3 times bigger. This results in better low light shots. When it comes to a photo taken in bright lights, yes, the HTC One does do a decent job, but then again, keep in mind it is a 4 megapixel camera. So when you zoom in, you are going to lose quality. We did run a couple of popular benchmarks, and the HTC One with its 1.7 GHz Snapdragon 600 processor, Adreno 320 GPU, and 2 gigs of DDR2 RAM performed quite admirably. Let's talk a little bit about battery life. So, whatever preconceived notions you have about HTC as a company, maybe you've used the HTC One X or the dry DNA, aka Butterfly, just forget it all. Because the HTC One, finally HTC's come out with a device that's battery life rivals that of the Galaxy line. With the HTC One, I did a couple of looping video tests, and I got close to 10 hours of playback before the HTC One ran out of juice. That's similar to the results I got with the Galaxy S4. Yes, on paper the S4 has a bigger battery at 2600 mAh versus the HTC One's 2300 mAh battery. But then again, the Galaxy S4 has the processor on the Galaxy S4 is clocked higher,
and the Galaxy S4 uses the faster DDR3 RAM compared to the HTC One's DDR2 RAM. Well, with moderate usage, that is a couple hours of gaming, a couple hours of calls or messages, listening to music. We have Bluetooth again for a couple hours, an hour of gaming or watching videos. I was able to get about a day. I still had battery left by the end of the day. So the battery life on this device is impressive. Well, is the HTC One worth getting? Well, it's not perfect. It does have its flaws. It tends to get heated quite easily. The call quality could have been better. Camera performance in direct sunlight is not the best in class, but the pros far outweigh the cons. The HTC One is beautifully built. It's possibly the best looking phone out there. It's got a camera that can do very well in low light conditions and still give you decent pictures outdoors. It's got a very good battery life. It's very fast, snappy. It's got decent software. So you really can't go wrong with the HTC One. If you guys do want to get the HTC One, you can get it directly from Amazon.com. The direct links are in the description. So that's pretty much it for this review. Before you go, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. I will be coming out with more comparisons, especially the comparison between the S4 and the HTC One, the Xperia Z and the HTC One, the Oppo Find 5 and the HTC One, among others. So make sure you stay subscribed and hit the like button, guys. Every time you guys hit the like button, it increases the odds of YouTube suggesting this video to others. So I spent a lot of time on this, so just help me out. Just hit the like button, give me a thumbs up. And if you guys have any video requests for me, if there's anything in particular that you want to see made, just hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. All my contact details are in my description. Just let me know, and if I can, I'll make the video. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Stay subscribed, and I'll see you guys soon with another video. Till then, it's Ash here from CurseForward.com signing off. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye now.